It's finally here. The 2010 to 2013 Lexus GX Hamilton conversion kit for CarPlay and Android Auto. This device seamlessly integrates into your vehicle, making it feel like the brand new facelift Lexus GX. We have designed the electronics in this Hamilton conversion kit from the ground up to meet or exceed OEM standards. All of our circuit boards are gold-plated, our components are top quality, and that's how we can back it by our 3-year warranty that we call the Hamilton Guarantee. It means we're going to treat you the way we would want to be treated before, during, or after your purchase. We have tech support available. You can give us a call at 919-858-2890, and you can talk to me or one of my team members. Check us out, hamiltonmotorcompany.com. I'll show you through some of the features, and then we'll dive in and install it. This system feels like it came from the factory. Shifting to reverse, even in CarPlay, will bring up your factory backup camera, and back to park or drive brings you right back into CarPlay. You have a new panel down here to adjust your climate controls, and as you adjust them, they'll pop up on the side over here. Because we preserve your factory radio, you can still access your AM, FM, XM, and CDs. You won't lose any radio functionality with our system. Touching the Hamilton button in CarPlay brings you back to the Hamilton underlying operating system. This device allows you to install a 4G SIM card. That means you can load external apps onto the device that have their own data connection. And this device can function in a standalone manner without a phone. You could put Spotify, YouTube, and other apps on here that with that data connection, you can stream data directly to them. Of course, you don't have to have a SIM card. You could also use your phone's hotspot. This system preserves all of your original features. You will not be able to access your factory screen, but we've moved all the functionality onto screens we've created within the Hamilton interface. You can see all of your original radio channels here. Your original vehicle settings will be available here. This will preserve your factory parking sensors and all other features. Now, let's dive in and I'll show you how to install it. Before we begin, especially with these older vehicles, it's important to park on a level surface and chock the wheels so that the vehicle does not move during installation, as we're going to be putting it in neutral. Inside the vehicle, we're going to begin by turning it into the on position, making sure all the lights are illuminated. We'll apply the parking brake all the way down, then put your foot on the brake, shift it into neutral, and just like that, we can go ahead and turn it off. We're now going to disconnect the battery under the hood. Before you start, I also recommend taking a complete inventory, testing every feature on your factory radio to know where you stand. We own this 2012 Lexus GX, and since we purchased it, the CD player has never worked. Go ahead and make an inventory of everything, any scratches or anything like that before you begin. It makes it easier at the end to know where you stand. I popped the hood from under the steering wheel. Now I'll reach in right here, lift up, open up the hood, and we'll disconnect the negative battery cable now. You'll use your 10mm socket for this. Once you've got it loose, pick it up off the terminal and set it down here to the side. Power is now off to the vehicle. We will now begin the disassembly process. Take your fingers and press down around the gear shift knob, then grip it, and we'll thread it counterclockwise off of the gear shift stalk. We can set it somewhere safe. We're going to now remove these two leather-covered panels. Simply start at the back, and pop out, and work your way forwards. We'll set them somewhere safe. We'll come to the driver's side now, starting from the back, working our way forward. We'll set it in the back. We are now going to remove a small panel at the back here in preparation for removing this larger center console cover. You can use a pry tool that looks like this. These are relatively cheap. You could also use a credit card or something with a hook. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press in on one side. Kind of just start to work it out. and then you'll see that it pops out all together like this. At the end, when you're reinstalling it, it can be really easy to get this piece upside down and be confused, so just make sure you note which direction it comes out like this. That's the only way it'll fit back in at the end. We'll set it somewhere safe. With that piece removed, you can go ahead and grip under the back here. You're going to separate the center console cover from the cup holders, just like this. Now lift up back to front, give it a slight wiggle. It'll come out like this. Now we can disconnect these harnesses here. Some folks say it's easier to leave these harnesses in place, but I like to disconnect them, especially if I'm making a video for you guys to see. So you can disconnect those. We'll set this unit somewhere safe. We're going to remove 4 bolts around the factory radio. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on the other side. Reach in here with a 10mm socket and an extension. And just keep an eye on these bolts as they start to get loose. If you drop it, it is not the end of the world. These bolts are easy to replace. They're frankly not even all necessary, but just like that, you can pull them out and set them in a safe place. With these bolts removed, we can now set down a towel or a blanket and we can pop the factory radio out. Just make sure that everything is protected as you start pulling your radio out and working on it. So as I pull it out here, I'm just going to set it in this towel. With the radio removed, reach under the start-stop button here. We'll pop it out. You can let it dangle, or you can press down on the tab and remove the wiring harness. We're going to be taking out these panels next so that we can remove this screen. We'll set this button in a safe place. I'm going to come over here now to the passenger side. We're going to be taking out these panels so we can get to the bolts for the screen. I would use either a trim pry tool right in this slot, or you can use your fingers. Simply pop this panel out. With these long panels, you never want to yank. You want to just work your way along the whole panel so that you don't crease them. We'll set it in a safe place. Now we're going to grab this panel with the air vent here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of reach under it. Just pop it out. Once again, do not yank. You can mess up your wood trim. Simply support it and reach all the way across, popping the clips free, and we'll set it in a safe place. We're now going to remove the 4 10mm bolts holding the screen in place. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're identical on either side. Make room for your extension. Depending on how long your extension is, you might need to maneuver it through the steering wheel like I have here. Now we're going to go ahead and take this factory screen out, and we're going to disconnect every harness holding it into place, and press down on the tab and slide them back. For harnesses that are tight, it's best only to pull on the plastic connector. Don't pull on the wires or you can risk damaging them. Our system is going to require this box, so we're about to go inside to the workbench and we're going to separate the brains of the original screen from the screen itself. Let's do that now. We're here now in the Hamilton warehouse and I've got the factory screen on a workbench. You can see this is exactly as we have removed it from the vehicle. We're going to begin prepping it so that we can take this electronic brain here. We're going to be using this for the new Hamilton screen. You can use either an 8mm socket, or you can use a large Phillips head screwdriver to take these small bolts off that are holding the brackets to the side of the original brain here. If your bolts are in tight, it's best to use that 8mm socket so that you don't strip them. You can press on the tab on the back of the hazard light. We'll take this and set it to the side. These are in rather tight, so I'm going to use the socket on this side. I'll pop them all loose with my 8mm socket. Now I can come back with my Phillips head and run them out. We'll set these brackets and the bolts in a safe place. With the two side brackets removed, we now need to take out the air vent channels. You can see these clips holding them in on the top. I'm going to pop both of those back. And then down in here, there's two additional clips. Once you have three, they'll slide right out. You can see I lifted 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth here. Let's repeat on the other side. We're going to go 1, and then as I'm popping this, I'm applying back pressure to the vents, 2, so that they don't go back in. It's a little bit like a game of whack-a-mole. Now I'm going to come down here. See that third one? Pop it free, and the air vent will come straight out. You may have noticed me spinning this screen around. I've got a piece of foam under it to protect it here. Be very gentle with it so that you don't scratch your screen or mess up your original screen. Use a blanket or a piece of foam like we include in the packaging to do this. We can now move to the next step. We're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove these small screws around the perimeter of the metal where it meets the plastic. There's going to be 2 on either side. Make sure you use an appropriately sized screwdriver so you don't strip your screws. We're now going to separate this whole metal panel from the screen. To do this, we need to pull on these tabs to loosen the screen from its clips. You'll see how the bottom popped up. Don't yank now. The top clips are located here, where that little metal piece goes through the plastic, and here. Use a guitar pick or a credit card or your fingernail to get under this and lift up and apply a little forward pressure. Keep some forward pressure so that the screen does not pop back onto those clips. See how I freed 1 and 2? We will turn it back face down. The bottom clips went back in a little bit, but we can just apply some downward pressure. These were the clips on the bottom. See 1 and 2 here fitting through these holes. What we're going to do is we're going to just gently lift up, set the original display down here, and we're going to disconnect this cable. There are 2 small clips on either side. Reach in and pinch. We'll pull it straight out. We can now set this piece in a safe place. Make sure that you use foam so that you don't scratch the original bezel. We're going to remove 2 screws now. See this hole here and this hole here? There's a screw straight through both of those. Phillips head. You've got to go through the hole. We'll now take the screws and set them in a safe place. See, I'm going through the hole right here. We'll repeat this process on the other side. I'm going to go straight through this hole right here and grab the screw. Pull it out. We'll grab this screw and pull it out as well. Now we can take this display. We can lift it straight out. Don't apply too much pressure. We need to disconnect 2 cables first. There's this wiring harness down here. You can just simply press on the tab, slide it out, and then we've got to unconnect this ribbon cable as well. Let's be really delicate with this one. We have this black plastic bar. Take your thumb, press down, and we'll just slide it back like that. Now take this screen and set it on its back so you don't scratch it in a safe place. We're almost done here. We're going to now remove this outer panel from the radio itself. On the face of the panel, remove 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws. Then we'll come to the top here. We'll remove 1, 2 Phillips head screws. And there it is. This is the brain from the factory screen. We're going to now remove this gold ribbon cable. Use a screwdriver to loosen the screw holding it into place. And then for this black connector, simply reach in, press down, and slide it back. What we did was we just pressed down on it right here, on that little tab, and we slid it out. Set this in a safe place. We will remove this connector by reaching in and pinching both of the tabs, sliding it out. And we now have the original brain from the factory screen. We're in the back of the GX now. I'm going to show you. This is the brain from the original screen. We have fully prepared it, and you'll see what we do with it when we begin reassembly in just a minute. I'm going to show you now. Here is the Hamilton conversion kit as you will receive it from us. I'm going to unbox it, and I'll walk you through some very important notes as we're doing it. As you can see, this is the thick outside box in which it's going to ship. We make sure to double box all of our items for extra care in shipping. We use really high quality thick boxes as well. We also are going to use this nice thick packing paper to take up any extra space in the box. And what that's going to do is just make sure, once again, that your item is extra safe. I'll go ahead and pull out here the inner box. It's like Christmas. Now, every order you'll get a sticker that comes with it. And then we can go ahead and open up this inner box here. You're gonna have your card. It's gonna have a link to your manuals. So this will take you right to our manuals page. You can watch this installation video. Obviously you're already here. So you'll want to see also the video on how to set up CarPlay or Android Auto and your audio the first time. It's got our contact information below. And then this is your Hamilton warranty certificate. So we have the 3-year Hamilton guarantee backing this product. Should anything go wrong, we're here to take great care of you. We recommend you write your original order name and your vehicle VIN here. That way there, if you ever need to call customer service, you'll know the order name and you've got all your information available. You can keep this in your glove box for proof of your warranty. Of course, we have everybody's order logged on the back end as well. You're going to get this document here, and it will show you things like how to use all the various buttons on the device. There will also be a wiring diagram in your order. This here is the Hamilton conversion kit. It comes nicely wrapped. We'll go ahead and unwrap it. Sometimes folks see these bubbles and they get concerned. This is a screen protector. It's designed to be removed. We put this in here to protect it during shipping, but we recommend you leave it on until you've got the device fully installed, and that way you won't scratch the screen during installation. You're going to get these air vent adapters here. We will use these to adapt the factory air vent to the new device, and some foam for extra sealing. This is the Hamilton wiring harness kit. We'll show you through this here in just a second. A few original important notes. This system is going to have a wiring harness that looks very similar to your factory harnesses. You can see all that nice foam, the premium quality used. On all of our wiring harness pins, we have a double locking mechanism. Cheaper harness companies, the pins, when you're pushing them together, they can frequently pop out. We work with a really premium harness manufacturer to ensure that all of our pins are really tight to protect your harness during installation. You can see here, even on this LVDS extension, the quality is almost or nearly indistinguishable from factory Lexus. The supplier we use for our harnesses, they supply many OEM vehicle manufacturers. We'll set all of these here for right now. We include these extra clips here for you, as well as little screws for the air vents, and we'll show you all of that in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and take everything out of the box now, and we'll lay it out flat. I'm now going to give you an overview of the wiring behind the new Hamilton screen. This system will not preserve the ability to switch back to see your factory interface, but will preserve every feature from your factory interface. And that's why we need to incorporate this original screen brain so that we don't lose features. I'll show you through the wiring. This one here is labeled Hamilton Main Screen Power. It's going to plug into the primary slot on the back of the Hamilton screen. I'll tell you in just a second about this RCA and mic jack. We have these 3 additional wires: OEM screen top plug, OEM screen power bottom plug, and original radio only plug. These 2 are going to go into the back of the original screen. So original screen bottom plug will plug into this bottom port here. Original screen top plug will plug into this top port here. And the factory harness from the Lexus will go into both of these. On the bottom of your radio, so that was the lower unit below this one, you'll plug in this harness, the Hamilton male, and your factory male will go into the Hamilton female. We have this other harness here. This one is connect to Hamilton screen lower panel. It's very important not to forget this. It's going to plug in down here. And then we have these 3 harnesses: OEM hazard lights, OEM screen small white plug, and OEM screen dark blue plug. This one here will accept the harness that was originally plugged in here. This port will now be empty. This one, OEM screen small white plug, will plug in right here, and the factory Lexus plug will go in right here. And this one, labeled OEM hazard lights, this one will plug into the original wire plugged into the hazard lights. And I'll show you that. It was on the back of the original screen. You'll see it. Here's the Hamilton accessory harness. You'll want to leave this accessible. This is for a 4G SIM, so you could use like a T-Mobile SIM card in here and have 4G connectivity directly on the device. This is a USB for wired CarPlay, wired Android Auto, and of course, charging your phone. This one connected to Hamilton screen. It's going to go in right next to the main Hamilton power wire. This one labeled Hamilton COM, that's Hamilton Communications, is going to grab the other green wire here. And this was from this little accessory harness that we showed from the back of the original screen. 360 control will not be used on this vehicle. You will not need to use this wire. You have 2 yellow RCAs here, camera connected to yellow male, and aftermarket front camera. This aftermarket front camera would be if you wanted to add an aftermarket front camera to the vehicle. We will have that product coming in the future. Our team is working on it. OEM camera male will connect to camera connected to yellow male RCA, just like that. We recommend when you do this installation for real to wrap this in electrical tape so they don't come disconnected. This OEM mic, you have this accessory harness here, connects to the OEM mic female here. And this system will use your original microphone for calls and things of that nature. This LVDS will grab the blue wire that was originally in the back of the screen here. This is the back of the original screen. We'll grab that blue LVDS wire if your vehicle is equipped with it. Not all of these GXs have them, but if it does, plug it into this female, and this male will go into the back of the Hamilton screen. We've got a GPS antenna. It has this blue port that plugs in right here, a 4G antenna with this magenta port that plugs in right here. And we have this small speaker that plugs into this wire coming off the main Hamilton harness labeled speaker optional. What this speaker does, it allows us to mix sounds from CarPlay into your factory radio channels. If you're listening to Spotify or Apple Music, CarPlay will obviously talk through your vehicle speakers. But when you're listening to FM, XM, or AM radio from your original radio, this speaker will allow you to mix sounds from CarPlay, like navigation, into those factory radio channels. It's a really cool feature that we have. This port here will not be used. All right, let's jump in the vehicle and we'll go ahead and install it. All right, we're back in the vehicle. It's time to put it in. This looks complicated. It looks like a lot of wiring. If you break it down step by step, it's gonna be a lot easier to think about. So we're gonna begin now. This is the Hamilton lower panel accessory harness. This is the one that's gonna plug into the lower panel of the main unit. We have this one, OEM screen, dark blue plug. That's this one here. It'll only plug in one way. This harness will no longer plug into the OEM screen brain. We have OEM screen, small white plug. This plug is the only one that'll fit in here, and the Hamilton male will go back into the OEM screen brain when we reinstall it. This is the one labeled OEM hazard lights. This plug was plugged into an extension that went to the hazard light switch on the back of the original screen. It's gonna plug into this one here. Don't forget to connect Hamilton COM when it gets to that stage. This is the main power wire for the GX screen. We have 3 large connections to make to start. This one, OEM screen power bottom plug. See how it has these big pins? You can easily identify this one because it has the big pins also. It should click right together. You should not have to force it. This is going to plug back into the OEM screen brain when we reinstall it in just a second. This is the OEM screen top plug. This one here, it has all these little pins. We'll plug the Hamilton male for this one also into the OEM screen brain when we reinstall it. This is the OEM radio, and it's the only plug for the OEM radio. On the back of the OEM radio, see this large plug here with all these wires? Press down on the tab, we'll disconnect it. The Hamilton female will accept the factory male, and the Hamilton male will go in its place into the back of the OEM radio. This is the Hamilton accessory harness that has the SIM card slot and the USB. Let's go ahead and route these where we want them. I'm gonna take the USB and the SIM card, and I'm gonna run down the back channel here. And then I'm gonna go down through this side here, and I'm gonna pop them both out the bottom. I've chose to put these here kind of between the driver's seat and the center console. Some folks will put them in the glove box. You can also run them, and you could even get them into the cup holders in your center console cover. People get very creative. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave this USB down here for charging my phone and for wired CarPlay. And for this SIM, I am going to be using a 4G SIM in this car. And then what I'll do after I put that SIM in, I can just tuck this back up under here, and I'll know it's under here if I ever need to get to it. We're going to now make 3 connections between the main Hamilton power harness and the accessory harness that has the USB on it. The first OEM camera is going to go to connect camera yellow male RCA. OEM mic is going to go to the female OEM mic. And Hamilton COM needs to connect to Hamilton COM, and this is from that lower panel accessory harness. This one is really easy to miss, but it's super important. You have to connect this green wire here, okay? Don't forget this one. Now, I'm really gonna recommend that you wrap the microphone and the backup camera one in electrical tape. What it'll do, it'll prevent this from coming apart while you're installing it. So it's way easier to wrap it in electrical tape now than be disappointed once you have everything installed if you lose your backup camera. This is the brain from the original screen. We recommend you can use electrical tape and just tape over these openings here, just the large ones. We're gonna go ahead and wire this up now. I've got this blue LVDS here. This is the factory blue square wire. I went ahead and added this little extension. We've got the OEM screen top plug and OEM screen bottom plug. The bottom one, see how it has these large pins? We'll go ahead and plug that in here. The top one goes on top of it. Then we'll go ahead and reconnect. We'll reconnect this gray LVDS here as well as all of these others. We will not be reconnecting the blue one to this brain. It's going to go right into the new screen. So I'll go ahead and move this close here. Basically, just reconnecting every wire I removed. Keep in mind, this dark blue one, we've taken that wire away, as well as this light blue one, we've taken it away. This is your XM antenna. We have all of these. Keep in mind, these blue wires will have nothing plugged back in here on this brain, and depending on your options, you may not have a wire for that one there. With those all connected, we're going to take this wiring and we're going to organize it back here. And we're going to set the OEM brain back into the cavity here. Now, we include some extra foam that you can use. Once you have the screen applying pressure, this won't move around, but if you want to guarantee that, we have some foam pieces that you can put here and here to shore it up. I'm not going to do that. This is my personal vehicle here. I'm not going to do that. But if you want to, we include the foam. You can stick it on the sides here. Now I'm going to take my towel. I'm going to fold it back over here to create a soft surface. I'm going to lay the screen down. Let me make a couple important notes. These are delicate, the air vents. Do not handle the screen by the air vents. Don't put your fingers in there and don't let too much pressure go onto them. I have a soft surface here. You can even pull more foam out of the packaging to lay it down. Be really gentle around these air vents. Now I'm going to run up through this channel. I'm going to connect the main Hamilton power harness. As well, I'm going to connect this lower accessory panel harness. And then moving the screen in a little bit closer, I'm going to connect this accessory harness. Do not forget to wrap your RCAs in electrical tape. As I get closer to the end, I'm going to connect the blue LVDS wire right here. I'm also going to now connect the speaker and the two antennas. We're going to connect the speaker here, and I'll tuck this back alongside that brain as I'm reinstalling it. As well, I'm going to install this GPS antenna and this 4G antenna. If you plan on using the 4G SIM and you want good reception, work on finding a place for these closer to the air. I recommend around this speaker grate up here. This is the GPS antenna here. And I'm just working my way up and around on this one. So with these, I'm going around this plastic cross member to get it up here. And I'm going to route both of these antennas up into that speaker grate area. You can use a zip tie to organize your extra wiring. Okay. Now we're getting close to the end here. One more important note, you want to make sure that as you lift up the screen here, we don't have any wires running in front of this cross member. See how this one to the radio is going behind this cross member? You cannot have any running over this cross member or you will not be able to reinstall your components. So you can have wires that run up to the screen here, but you can't have anything that's crossing over that cross member and going down. I'm going to plug in the LVDS here into the new Hamilton screen. I used this small extension wire included. And with that done, let's go ahead and install the air vents. These air vents are labeled left and right, and they'll mount here, and you'll use the little black screws we include to secure them. Once again, as you're doing this, make sure you're taking good care of the air vents on the other side and not crushing them. Now we'll install this one on the other side. These air vents are labeled L and R for left and right. It's from the driver's perspective. All right, we've got the air vents installed. All the wiring is connected. Now we are going to reinstall these yellow clips. We include new ones here, so you don't have to worry about taking them off the vehicle. All of these posts get a yellow clip. These clips are very strong. They're gonna be more than enough to hold the screen in place. It will also be held by the lower radio, which has metal bolts. You want to make sure that as you're putting these on the posts, you're hearing each one snap into its spot. Let's tuck that brain back in there. If you're gonna apply pressure to do a test fit, the best places to apply the pressure are right here and right here. Don't push here, don't push here. There you go. As you can see, we've got it in. It's rock solid. Let's go ahead. We'll put the factory radio in now. We want that bottom of the radio to slot into the screen. And boom, just like that, that snapped in. Very nice. Radio's lined back up. We can put in our bolts and we're rolling downhill from here. I'm now going to reinstall the 4 bolts holding the radio in. While I'm doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to tell you, when you're installing the screen, the number 1 key is organizing that brain back here in a way that there's not wires bunched up in front of it or bunched up behind it that are pushing it out. You should not require that much pressure to snap the new Hamilton screen in. If it's feeling like a lot of pressure is needed, it means you have wires bunched up here or up here behind the brain that are causing it to push out too far on the screen. And if it's pushing out too hard, there's no amount of pressure that's gonna put it in. You're just gonna risk damaging something. So that's why it's so important to have your wiring done. We even recommend that you plug in everything, including these wires down here, and do a test run before you push the brain and the factory screen into place. That way there you can make sure everything is working. You don't wanna be in a situation where you've just spent a lot of effort getting the factory screen snapped into place, only to find out that you've connected something incorrectly or forgotten a connection. For the extra bolts that are not going to be used with this new lighter weight screen that's held in by all these clips and the bolts down here, we recommend you put them in a bag along with all of your other parts that you're not using and save them in case you ever need to sell your vehicle. I'm now going to reconnect the start-stop button. Be gentle with this one as you feed it into place, and we'll snap it down. We can now line the center console cover up under here and reconnect these 3 harnesses. Never turn the power onto the vehicle without having all of these harnesses connected. If you're doing a test fit, it's very important to connect all of your harnesses. With the harnesses connected, we can line up the center console cover. It goes in at an angle like that, the front of it, and then it should just snap right down here. This small trim panel goes in one way. We'll line it up like this and snap it in. Now we can do our panels on the side and going that way. Make sure all of your clips are in place. Then we'll take this air vent panel, line it up, and we'll snap it in. Next, we'll take the lower glove box panel. Make sure once again that all your clips are in place. Snap it in from the bottom, going up and out. And finally, we'll do the 2 trim panels on either side of the center console. With the panels reinstalled, we'll take the gear shift knob and thread it into place and reconnect the shift boot. Just like that, the installation is complete. We'll put the power back onto the battery and we're ready to go. When you boot up the unit, you'll see the new Hamilton underlying operating system here. Go ahead and touch Bluetooth and then enable wireless connectivity. Now pull out your iPhone, open up Settings, and then Bluetooth. And you're going to look for a new Bluetooth device. It's going to start with Hamilton on yours. When the code pops up, click Pair. Click Allow to Contacts and Favorites. Give it a few seconds. When you get a prompt that says Use CarPlay, click Use CarPlay. When you get a prompt also that says Allow Favorites and Contacts, click Allow. And here it is, wireless Apple CarPlay. This device supports wireless and wired CarPlay and Android Auto. We're not done yet though. I have one other important thing to show you. I've been driving this car for a while, and so my phone has been paired to the old Bluetooth network. It's very important that you delete that old Bluetooth network from your phone. Once you've got the new system set up, you want to come down here and you want to push aux to make sure that you're in aux mode. If you see that message, OEM Bluetooth invalid, that means your phone has grabbed the old Bluetooth network. So it's best, before you even install the device, to turn Bluetooth off on your old screen and delete your phone, but also from your phone to delete the original Bluetooth device. And you'll always want to make sure that you use that aux mode. Your phone is going to stream audio through to the Hamilton system, and the Hamilton system is going to play via your factory aux line audio. This system is going to preserve all factory features. You can see the original backup camera here. You'll adjust your climate control using these knobs and you'll see that nice pop-up. You can also use the small adjuster here. And there it is, the Hamilton conversion kit for the 2010 to 2013 Lexus GX. Backed by our 3-year warranty, top-of-the-line tech support here to help you in Raleigh, North Carolina, premium components at every stage, a gold-plated circuit board, and a company that cares about making your vehicle last longer and function more safely. We're here for you. You can talk to me or one of my team members. Give us a call at 919-858-2890 or check us out, hamiltonmotorcompany.com. I'll see you in the next video.